What's up, and welcome back to Opposites Attract Podcast. This is Sonia Ramirez, your girl, and I'm sitting next to
Miguel Ramirez.
What's up, everybody? How is your day?
How was your week?
How is your life?
Going.
And now,
Make sure you guys go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. Share it with the people that you know. When you guys go to our website, you'll see how you can follow our social media. You were saying something about that earlier in the week, that we don't say something, or didn't you?
yes.
Follow our social media.
Not just
Subscribe.
social media, you guys. You want to go to YouTube because our podcast is not just video.
There
It's
you go.
also audio. So we do both. So be sure, if you want to see, the little love gestures that I give Miguel sometimes, you want to go to YouTube and subscribe. We are
And
also on
Facebook.
Facebook. So Facebook, you can also, we have some videos as well.
We post everything. All the videos are on Facebook.
Yes.
All the episodes, the clips, everything.
Yes, but go to YouTube, subscribe, then go to Facebook and like and comment.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yes.
iTunes, all of that.
Yep, all
But
that good
you
stuff.
can find all that stuff at oppositesattractpodcast.com. And you can also send us questions there. You can see ways that you can support the show by
Yes.
shopping through Amazon. If you're doing any Christmas shopping and you shop through that link, it helps us out. And we'll tell you more about that later.
Yes. So this past 4 days have been absolutely amazing and crazy at the same time. And I decided to take additional courses
For coaching.
So I'm getting a certification for that, and it was absolutely fabulous. But before I even get into any of that, I want to thank you for being the amazing husband that you are
You're welcome.
and holding down the household, because there's not too many men that can be trusted. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not true.
It's not. I'm just bullshitting. But I say that. I remember a while back, I was talking with my friend and we were chit-chatting, and I don't know if we had plans on going out. It was something, but she would refer to her husband babysitting. And I'm like, hold up. Are you saying that your husband is going to babysit your guys' kids? Like babysit?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah. It's not, it's very rare that he babysits our kids, but when he does, that's what I didn't understand.
How you could babysit your own kids.
Your own kids.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are like, I know if I leave him alone
It's going to be a
for
shit
more
show.
than 2 days, I don't know if I'm going to come home with the house upside down with my kids malnourished. No.
Yeah.
And so at this event, when I made the decision to attend the event, I had no doubt that you would hold it down.
Yeah.
But you've always been that. Well, I can't say always.
What do you mean?
Because at the very beginning, I would come home to chaos. But the kids would be fed and put to bed.
Yeah, it's not like they weren't freaking,
Yeah,
they were
but-
always fine.
But I wouldn't come home and have laundry done back then, like our first 5 years.
Yeah, but the house wasn't a disaster either.
No, it wasn't a disaster. No. But today, let's share. So while I was gone,
Well, it's
what
been
did
busy
you
as
do?
shit.
Let's share.
just-
Miguel?
I mean-
Okay, so I don't know exactly. This is, by the way, you guys, we have not spoke today
Yeah, at all.
at all. So this is the first
And
time.
it's 10 o'clock at night.
Yes, and this is the first time we're actually speaking. And it's been like that for the last 4 days because I've been in class from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. And you're not getting home till like 9.
Right. And by then, Miguel, we're just exhausted. I'm mentally exhausted, and Miguel
we're
is
wrapped up.
physically exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been raining here in Arizona like crazy.
Yes.
And Audrey's so your thing started on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And Thursday we still like I had to work. Did I work Thursday? Yes, I worked Thursday, and then after work, we went to Joey's jiu-jitsu, and I helped coach that class. After that, I took Audrey. Audrey came with us to jiu-jitsu because usually you take her to softball. So she came with us. After I got done coaching Joey's class, I dropped Audrey off at softball.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went back to jiu-jitsu,
Mm-hmm.
finished up my class, went with Joey, and went back and picked up Audrey. Then we went home. And then Friday, we were working on Joey's science project.
Right.
He's got to catch up on this project.
Now, if you've been listening to us for a while, we always talk about the way we make things happen is we come together as a team. Prior to me leaving, I knew what Miguel was going to be going through because he leaves town. And you're leaving town tomorrow. So when you leave, I have to hold everything down.
Yeah.
So before I left, I didn't just check out, ladies.
Yeah.
I prepared. I made pot roast.
Yeah. That lasted a couple days.
Yep. And before that, I made enchiladas. So Miguel had leftovers the following day.
The following 3 days, yeah.
Yeah. So you only had to cook today.
Yeah. And we had pizza today.
Yes. So today, during,
But the days that we have like jiu-jitsu and softball, like that Thursday, we're not getting home till 9 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
So that really helps. Like, because there are days where you pick up Audrey or I pick up Audrey, and it's like we still have to make something when we get home at that time.
Right.
So you making it beforehand really helped out. When we get home late like that, we just, sit down and start eating.
Yep. It's keeping too. It's putting your partner, your being intentional.
Yeah. It's like, that's how we helped each other out, be able to get everything done. It's like we talked about it before, like you had to go to your thing that you really wanted to get done. And that also, like, by you being gone for 4 days, it does leave, things harder here. But by you doing the stuff that you did before you left, it helps,
Right.
and then while I'm here, like, I'm also trying to help and do stuff because I know I'm leaving, and if I there's things that I have to get done before I leave so that it sets you guys up for when I leave.
Right.
Today,
I know you were super busy.
Yeah.
And I could tell because you were flustered when I came home.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly what you were going through because we have those days. I have those days as well.
Yeah.
And
It's
so
all
tonight, I will be gifting you. No. With some one-on-one.
Damn it.
Because I believe you need a stress reliever. And it's been 4 days. No.
So what was it, like right before you left not left. It's not like you left. You were coming home and sleeping here, and we would kind of catch up at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it. It was like an hour or a couple hours at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to go to bed too, because you got to wake up early and go to your thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
But today was fucking nuts.
You had to go to the store. You bought a microwave because our microwave blew out.
So yeah, right before you went on your training thing, our microwave went out.
Mm-hmm.
And our microwave is a piece of shit. Like that.
It's just old. It was old and it needed to be replaced.
Well,
the handle broke
the
off
thing
of
is-
it. It still works, so we kept it.
Yeah. No, the handle broke off of it like fucking 3 years ago.
Yeah, but it still works.
But it's one of those things, like we don't spend money if we don't need
If
to.
it works,
and we
why replace
we
it?
decided to replace it when like sparks started coming out of it, and we're like, all right, this shit might burn the house down, so let's go ahead and get a new one.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So that was like right before you left.
Mm-hmm.
And then so today is Sunday. Like it's fucking Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm flying out first thing tomorrow morning. And I'm like, and I was telling you last night when you got home late from your event,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I didn't want to just go and buy a microwave without you. Cause like that's I don't know, freaking
sweet.
women like that stuff. So you go get. But I started thinking, I'm like, look, if I don't go get a microwave this weekend and I leave out of town, then that means that you're going to have to figure out how to get a microwave if you want one or you don't have one.
Right.
So I might as well just go get one.
Right.
So today I ended up going to Home Depot, to Lowe's, and then I went to Costco. And then we did some shopping at Costco because we needed it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And then we ended up going back to Home Depot and picking up the microwave there. And then I came in and put it in. But then the kids also need stuff for school tomorrow.
Yes.
And you're not going to be home. You weren't going to be home till late.
Mm-hmm.
So the kids wake up early tomorrow to get ready for school. So we had to go and pick up other shit from Fry's, from the supermarket, not Costco, because they don't need like a fucking 12 pack of whatever, you know?
Right.
So we went and picked up some stuff there and then came home and had dinner and then set up for the podcast. And it's just been, and put in the microwave.
Right.
Yeah, like
And
installing and taking out the old one.
Joey still had to finish his project.
And Joey had to do his project today too.
Yeah. You know, so it is all teamwork. I mean, for Joey's project, before I went and got all this, I went and I got all the supplies to make sure that Miguel didn't have to go from store to store to store to store hunting for what it is that we needed. So when we say
it's teamwork,
that's
the only way.
Is.
It's the only way that we could get all that shit done.
Because it has to get done. And there's no way around it. You know, parenting, marriage, it's all work. It's all teamwork.
And it's been one of those, like every once in a while, yeah, it's cool. Like yesterday we had the softball games and they got rained out. So in a way, it was cool, but it still was a fucking pain in the ass because it rained so much that it made everything soaking wet. Like even just leaving there was a pain in the ass because we were all soaked. All our shit got soaked. You know, like we didn't really get wet because we had like a little tent. But you still got to pack up that whole wet tent and take it back with you.
Right.
You know, so that's all a pain in the fucking ass.
And so you guys, Wednesday the kids get out early and this is the day before I have to leave to the event. Okay. We wanted to get a Christmas tree together because that's what we do. Right. Yeah. I wanted to be there. You are not. Nope. This moment, this is something that we always do. I want to be there. How can we make it happen? How can we make this happen?
Yeah.
So we decided on Wednesday, okay, listen, we have a Christmas tree. The Christmas tree is put up.
It's been put up since Wednesday.
But there's no decorations on it because I'm like, you are not decorating that tree without me.
So now, while I'm out of town, you guys go put all the shit on the tree.
Because Miguel doesn't.
And then just leave the star and I'll put that shit on Wednesday.
Because Miguel just doesn't. He's like, whatever. I'm here to
I'll put the fucking star on.
Exactly.
Fucking plug it in.
We can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that because, you have to lift the girl or the boy up.
Oh, shit.
And they're big.
Oh, I'm going to blow something out lifting those two up now. Holy shit. Both of them are too big now.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, I wanted to go over that. I just wanted to thank you because, you know, I could tell that, you know, you were just feeling a bit.
Well, yeah. Oh, like I was just talking about all the shit that happened today. And then on top of that, it's also a chore day, you know, and one of them I completely fucking slipped. Like I didn't even tell her. But then the one that I did tell, I had to tell and tell and tell again, which is regular just parent shit. And then there was that, and then something else that it was like over and over and over again. And then it's like, well, and then I was just asking him like, so what are we going to do about this? Because this is happening way too much. Mm-hmm. And he's like, there should be a consequence. I was like, well, what should the consequence be? Because I don't know what the hell to do anymore.
Perfect. Okay.
And then I don't know if he said it or whatever. And I'm like, I think today's like a big Fortnite day or whatever, but I don't give a shit.
Right.
Like that's not an excuse to just fucking like forget everything.
No. Exactly.
So I was like, guess what? I think you're kind of spaced out because you want to get back so bad to this damn game. And you're just kind of like, half-assing everything to get back to it. So guess what? You've lost it. The tablet and the Nintendo, hand it over. You're not getting it.
And and his room is not put together. So he's not getting that until he does what he takes care of what. Yep, exactly. So I was going to tell you, I learned a technique for that today.
Yeah. Sonia's been telling me about fucking hypnotizing people and shit. Sonja's gonna become an X-Men.
No, it's just certain techniques. All it is getting their buy-in. You did exactly what you're supposed to do by asking him questions, getting him to answer the questions, getting him to, there's your baby girl, I told you, and getting them to recognize their behavior.
Yeah.
And taking ownership of their behavior.
Well, they've been good.
Yeah, we got good kids.
And
I always
really
brag.
good.
I always brag about you all.
Yeah. Audrey's been really good too. She helped out a lot with the project.
Did she?
Yeah, and me and her went microwave shopping.
Oh, so you left Joey and the both of you went?
Yeah, he was playing here. I taught her about dipshits at the store sometimes. Do you know how like when you go to the store and you talk to, actually there's a lot, and it's kind of sad because you'll go to a place and you talk to people, at least for me. I get the sense a lot of times that when I talk to people, they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Okay, that's a judgment.
Whatever. My judgments a lot of times serve me correctly. Just like they did today.
Have you ever asked yourself where that judgment's coming from within you?
Maybe it's not a judgment. Maybe it's an observation. There was something that
an
was
observation
maybe,
that happens to you a little too often. Maybe you are attracting this.
Whatever. You're full of shit.
I'm gonna start.
No.
Let me ask you. Tell me more about that.
No. I'm done speaking. Go ahead. Start talking.
Wait. First, I have to ask your permission. Is it okay?
No, it's not okay.
If I coach you?
Nope. I don't need coaching. I'm good.
Really?
Yup.
Everybody needs coaching.
Yes.
Everybody needs growth.
I agree. And if you guys would like to hire a coach, go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. Anyway, Jesus Christ, can I get the freaking story out?
I'm owning this podcast today. You may speak. Yes.
I don't even remember what the hell we were talking about. Oh my God.
Do you guys hear her cat? It's hilarious.
Oh, here she comes.
Oh, meow. She's upset because.
Jesus. All right. Who gives a fuck?
Okay, go ahead. Go.
I don't even remember. Oh, yeah. So judging people. That's right. No, you cannot. Yeah. So back to judging people. So no, there was something in that book, the Bruce Lee book, Be Water, My Friend, where she was talking about it's not like discernment. It's not judging people. You get a sense for people. And I sense that people are dipshits a lot of times.
Before they even speak?
No. No, you give them a chance to speak, and then you're like, oh, okay, this is one of them. Yeah, whatever. You say what you want. But today, I'm over there looking at these microwaves, and you start talking to somebody, and you ask them like a simple question that they should be able to answer about where they work. Like, do you have any of these in stock? And then they give you a vague or confusing answer. Like, this is not fucking rocket science. So when people start doing that, and then I'm like asking, okay, do you have any that are on clearance or like the display models? And they're like, oh, well, I don't know if we have the pieces. And I'm like, okay, what if I want to fucking buy this one right here? What are you going to fucking do if here's money, that one. Now what? Like, figure it out. You know what I mean? But like at first, they give you an answer that just kind of makes you go away. You know what I mean? Where they may have what you actually need, which they did. So I told Audrey, I was like, look, if we would have taken their first, answer. We would have turned around and walked away. But I had a pretty good feeling that they don't know what they're talking about, or they don't understand exactly what I'm asking. So you have to keep following up with a different question.
There you go. Okay.
Until you figure out that they're either dipshits or they finally understand what you're asking. And sometimes it's a combination of both. But sometimes they're just dipshits.
So that's the learning lesson you taught Audrey today? You told her to
Some people are dipshits.
Oh my God.
I'm teaching her how to judge dipshits. Because they're everywhere.
While I'm teaching her discernment to love and not to judge. So our kids, there goes the kitty cat. So, hey, go to YouTube.
If you want to see me throw a cat on the podcast. So yeah, I mean, it's fucking true. Don't act like that's not fucking true. You go to places all the time. Like I'll go to AutoZone's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they had more mechanical skills, they'd be at a fucking mechanic shop making more money. That's just the truth of it. So a lot of times when you ask them a question, they give you the wrong fucking information. It's not always correct, or
No, I get it. I understand.
So sometimes you just got to keep digging.
How was your attitude towards them?
I keep it straight. I'm not like
What
talking
is-
shit.
Okay.
I keep asking questions. I'm like, can I take it off of another one? Can I fucking do this? What about that? Can you take more money off? What about it? You know, like I just keep fucking asking until we figure something out.
So I used to say that I wear my emotions on my shoulder,
Yeah.
right?
I don't know. I guess.
And do I or don't I?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're an emotional being.
I am. I'm happy. I am. I mean, I was friends with everybody in that room. I was going to lunch with different groups the 4 days.
Yeah.
I made so many great connections there, so I am that social butterfly and I am emotional. But when I get upset, I can tune that. I know how to adjust that and control that emotion. I'm pretty good with that.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
And Miguel thinks he does, but he doesn't. Like you can try to lie to me and maybe it's because I just know you. No, that's not. Well,
No, I don't care.
What don't you care about?
If I'm feeling an emotion, I feel it. I'm not trying to change it.
Right. But does it consume you when you get upset?
It can be frustrating.
So
Emotions serve a purpose.
they do.
Okay. So like, yeah, go look that up in your coaching book.
No, I know how to.
Because there's
Tune
a reason.
into
There's a
it
reason
and-
for frustration. I'm sure.
There is, but a lot of times it's coming from a deeper place. Because listen, people make mistakes. And yeah, you're going to have people that don't know their job as well as somebody else knows.
Okay.
But to get upset over
I didn't
it-
get upset at anybody.
Oh, okay.
Why are you assuming that I got upset at people?
I just felt your energy. Your energy was very sharp.
No. I just kept asking questions until I got what I needed.
Oh, okay, that's
but
good.
it's obvious to
Okay.
me, like this is the shit.
Mm-hmm.
They work in a place that sells appliances, but you can't depend on them to tell you anything about these appliances.
Right.
So I have to look up everything. Is this the bracket? Oh, you don't fucking know. I have to look it up.
Right.
Yeah, that's not wrong. It's an
Right.
observation.
Right.
And if I don't make this observation, I'm not going to get what I need. So is that wrong?
I'm not saying it's wrong.
Okay.
Asking questions is great.
I'm not giving them shit. That's the thought in my head. I'm just like, okay, there's no point in asking them. Like I tried to ask the first time, but then after the first question, it's like, I know the questions that I'm not going to get an answer to.
Right.
The only thing that they're going to be able to do is maybe take some money off.
Yeah.
Besides that, I need to figure it out on my own. What about the screw? Yeah, fuck it.
Wow, the microwave looks great.
Yep. Thanks.
And you installed it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was easy. Not bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So if you guys need an installer,
Call somebody
call
else.
480. No.
Look it up on YouTube.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about the project.
Yeah.
Because that was the first engineer project that you and Joey did together. And during the project, did you learn anything about Joey?
Yeah.
Like the way he thinks or...
Yeah, he was actually him and Audrey did most of the project together. So he made an infinity mirror for his school project where you put like a piece of a mirror and then some lights and then you put another piece of like two-way mirror on the other side. So it's just a piece of glass with mirror tint so that you can see through one side and then it's mirror on the other. And when you look through it and you light it up, it looks like the mirror just kind of goes on forever and the lights go on forever.
It's super cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he had looked it up and looked up all the stuff, and then, you know, it's simple enough to where you kind of, well, I didn't want to, he's supposed to do this thing.
Right.
Right. So it's like, how are we going to get it done? It's just like asking questions like, how are we going to get it done? How are you going to get the glass out? And he's
Trial
like,
and error.
what's holding the glass in? He's like, oh, these pieces of wood are holding it in. Okay. So then he's got to pop the wood off. And then, you know, so he's disassembling stuff. And then like I started teaching him about like the processes of building, like that we use processes to build helicopters and airplanes and stuff like that. And he was figuring out processes to build his little box. You know, I'm like, you have to test stuff and you'll figure out that sometimes you got to hold the glue on for a certain amount of time. And if you don't, it falls off, or you have to hold it on longer, or the temperature needs to be hotter or whatever. But it's experimenting and figuring it out, you know? But yeah. And cause he was holding the glue on and waiting for the hot glue to dry. But I noticed that he was like,
he was holding the light on.
Yeah. He was holding the light that he had glued onto the shadow box. And I noticed that he's like sitting there counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm counting. I'm like, why are you counting? He's like, because if I don't leave it long enough, it falls off. I'm like, that's good. I was like, how'd you figure that out? And then, you know, he was like, oh, it took a couple and they fell off. And then he figured out 5 or 6 seconds, they stay on.
Aw.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you figure that out, then we would write that down in our manuals that when you're doing it, you do it this way, hold it for 5 or 6 seconds. I was like, that's how you build stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you see you in him while he was completing this project?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so sweet. I was crying.
It is. I wanted to be here because I knew like you two would, you know.
That was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
But he did a lot of it with Audrey, because we got all these people coming through the neighborhood because we've been talking about the Christmas lights. So another thing was getting signs made for our yard, for the podcast, for the social media, for the website, so that people could look stuff up. If we're going to get thousands of people driving down our street,
right,
then it would be dumb not to have a freaking sign to let them know that we're doing something.
Right.
So while you were gone also, I'm downloading graphics and designing signs to get made, which I put in today, by the way.
So, yeah. So while I'm in training, I'm not looking at my phone at all. But I'll pick it up during a break to take a look. So I picked up my phone and I received a picture from you. And it was of you and the cat. And above it said wet pussy.
Yeah.
And I had my girl, Carrie, sitting next to me. And I'm like, yeah, these are the messages my husband sends me while I'm in training.
Because it was raining and the cat got outside.
Yeah. And yeah, it was just funny as all can be. But yeah, so anyways, it was a good day. Yeah. Made a lot of connections. I found someone that's going to help us.
There's Luna.
Yeah.
For those of you watching on YouTube and
that's
Facebook.
Miguel's cat now. But anyways, so I met an individual, babe.
Yeah.
Eric Thurston, Judy Thurston, love. They're going to be a guest on our podcast. They've been married for 26 years. They're friends of Steve Hardison.
Oh, nice. And
Steve Bacon. Yeah. And so he actually works with podcasters.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So I gave him a little bit of information and he's going to look some stuff up and we're going to get together and see what we can do to expand this.
That'll be cool.
Maybe do a live podcast.
Another one?
Familiar. No, an actual live.
Oh, okay. Not like a live event, a live
broadcast. Yes, podcast. Yeah. Well, we'll have people in the audience, but it's going to be recorded live.
Yeah. And we'll put it up.
Yeah. So we could take questions and all that other good stuff.
Yeah.
So see, even when I'm there, I'm marketing us.
Yep. And I also been messing around on stuff for the website, which we got to work on still. We got to update that here soon. there's a lot of stuff that we got to figure out. I've been talking about another podcast that I've been thinking about, but after this weekend, holy shit, I couldn't imagine adding more shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm talking about
fucking
adding a spiritual podcast. Miguel's talking
adding
about
more
a
shit to
jiu-jitsu
what we're doing.
podcast, and then our podcast.
Like I was saying, like a martial arts podcast.
Yes,
but yeah, all right. I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna have to rethink that when I have a little downtime. Because right now I don't want to think about none of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, even still, because I was talking to in this time that you've been gone, and like I've been there. There have been times like I'm busy doing stuff, so I'm just like washing clothes or messing with the microwave, driving somewhere. So in between, I've been calling some people that I need to get a hold of, and fuck, that just reminds me there's another one. But I've been talking to a few people about the martial arts podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And
who?
I talked to my best friend Stevens and to my cousin Danny.
Oh, okay.
And
why didn't you call Stevens from jiu-jitsu? That would have been a good person
I talked to them
to.
I didn't talk to them when I was there, but yeah, I'm gonna talk to them too. I mean, obviously my friends from jiu-jitsu, I'll talk to them, and they'll probably end up being on that one when it starts, if it starts. But I was telling them, I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of leaning, like it keeps coming up, so I don't know. We'll see.
Just say yet. When the time is right, the time will be right.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It may not be right now, so.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that once it's like, all right, we're doing it, then let's go.
Right.
So we'll figure it out.
Good stuff.
But yeah, until then, make sure you guys go to our website, oppositesattractpodcast.com. When you guys go there, you'll see all of our social media at the top of the website. You can follow us at Opposite Pod everywhere. That's our handle or whatever. Opposite Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. Or if you just search Opposites Attract Podcast on any of them, we'll pop up. Or if you just Google it, we come up too.
Yes.
And if you want to support the show, if you want to see ways that you can help us, you can click on the Support the Show tab. That'll take you to our Amazon link, and anything that you purchase through that link will help out the show. It's the holiday time. Any Christmas shopping that you do, at the end, you put everything in your cart on Amazon, and then you click through our link and check out, and it'll help us out. And Trust Inc.
Well, Trust Inc., we are a nationwide mobile notary and signing agency. So if you are in the process
Trust Inc. was
of purchasing, refinancing, you're messing up my advertisement, man.
Is it
or selling your home? You can request Trust Inc. to be your signing agency.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Or if
my friend told me I should sell it.
Maybe we've been talking about that. That's not a bad idea. I mean, anyway, we could talk about that later. Yeah. But if you guys want to support the show, you guys can also go to Buy Me a Coffee.
Yes.
buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod. And that is like buying us a virtual drink, a virtual coffee. That is fucking ginger ale because we're getting old. That's what I say. Ginger
Don't
ale.
say we, dude. Say you.
Actually, I bought this.
Yeah, exactly.
I always want to buy it, but I drag you into my shit.
Don't be planning that. See, I feel good. Leave me alone.
That's what I said. One day I was like drinking ginger ale. I'm like, oh, that shit. That's how you know you're getting old.
I have never had ginger ale until you brought it home.
Yeah.
You know?
So
back to our advertisements really quick.
Buymeacoffee.com/oppositepod.
Yes. And on another note, I don't know if you mentioned this earlier, but on our website, you can, when you first go to the website, there's going to be a pop-up, right? And with that pop-up, you're going to put in your information, your phone number, or your name, your last name, email, all that good stuff. And the reason why you want to do that is because Miguel likes to talk a lot of shit. And no.
I do talk a lot of shit.
There may come a day where we're just wiped out, taken off of all the platforms.
Not found.
because Miguel's talking crap.
Yep.
So it's a great way for us to have your information so that we can contact you with any new updates or any changes to the podcast.
Yep. So you guys can go to our website, and when it pops up, put in your name and email, and we'll stay in touch.
Yes, yes. Anything else regarding advertisements, or shall we move forward? Okay.
Yeah, let's go.
Good stuff. So, what's new?
So, another thing that I've been kind of waiting to do was pay the bills.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I've been wanting to pay the bills with the kids.
Yes.
We talked about it last week at some point, not on the podcast, but just between me and you. We do have conversations outside of the podcast.
Oh, we always do, just when I'm not.
But so we had just, I don't know, it just kind of came up. Like, hey, we should, next time I pay the bills, I should have the kids pay the bills so they could see how much money comes in, how much money goes out.
Mm-hmm.
And they should see, like, it's not cheap living like this, you know, so that they understand, like, oh, I want this. I want that. I want this. I want that. And it's like, fucking, this shit just doesn't fall out of our ass. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they took a look and, yeah, they were like, that's how much we spend on bills. And it's like, yeah. And that's how much money we make. And that's how much money we have and this and that. And I'm like, yeah. Like, so you see, like, yeah, we're doing good, but we got work to do too, you know? And shit's not free.
So what happened? Was there anything said by the kids when they started paying the bills?
They were
Any
just
remarks
surprised
or
at
comments?
how much they each were and like what they were for and how much it all added up to.
Did you talk to them about, because they made the credit card payment and we pay that off every month? Did you talk to them about that to avoid interest fees? Because we could pay the minimum, right? And have more money in the bank.
Actually, I need to talk to them about that because I don't think there was a balance due. So it wasn't even something that came up. Because I don't even look at that. So
right,
yeah,
but
I need to tell them. But
a great way to teach them.
But they know. Our kids know because we tell them, and yeah, like they'll recite. Joey will, for sure. I gotta see if Audrey still knows, but she should. But you ask them what is debt, what is interest, what are taxes, and they'll they know.
Yeah. Today, when we were on the phone, we were having a conversation, and I'm going back to Audrey's training. You knew it was going to rain, and you knew it was going to be cold, so you prepared.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned that the kids didn't dress appropriate for the event.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, on yesterday's softball tournament, I told the kids, I'm like, hey, no bullshitting. Like, you guys know. And that's the thing is, like, they're not babies.
No.
Joey's 11, Audrey's 13.
Right.
They got TV, like they know YouTube, they go to junior high. I know they know. So you can't always be treating them like they're babies. I'm like, hey, your mom is going to be out of town. So you guys need to pull your weight.
Out of town? You're making me
I mean, not out of town, but I mean, pretty much. You know?
What the hell?
Your mom's going on vacation.
That's not funny.
That's what you say when I leave.
You are on vacation.
That's what Audrey was saying today. She's like, Dad, you're going on vacation again. But I'm like, look, your mom's not going to be here. So you guys need to stay on top of your stuff. So Saturday morning, get your stuff ready. So she got up. She's packed
really
up her
good
stuff. She was.
when it comes to.
But I don't. And this is just a kid thing. I think it's every fucking kid. Every parent knows it's every fucking kid. They do not like being warm. They just want to fucking freeze wherever they're at. They want to freeze to death. That's every young kid. Don't you hear every fucking parent, every mom, everywhere all over the world, in fucking Afghanistan. I don't know what the fuck they wear in the winter, but she's probably yelling to Mustafa to grab that shit before he fucking walks out of the house. Right? Because he's fucking just going out there with almost nothing on. And it's freezing. In whatever language, they're fucking yelling, grab whatever the name of a jacket is in that language, go get it.
So.
Right?
Yes.
Because the same shit, I'm like, you're going to freeze out there. I'm like, what do you have? Oh, I got a long sleeve. And she was trying to make it seem like she had something else, I think. Because I told her, I was like, it's going to be raining. You should bring a change of clothes.
Yes, I heard you.
Because you're going to be wet. And you're going to want to change. So when we get to the game, first of all, she doesn't even have sleeves on. So I'm like, okay, so she's probably got a little long sleeve something in there, and then maybe she's got to change of clothes or whatever. So we're on our way, and I'm like, you got your clothes in the bag? She's like, yeah. You got your change of clothes? And she's like, yeah.
She lied to you?
Kind of. Well, she had a little shirt, but it's not even a sweatshirt.
It's a long sleeve. I know because I bought it for her. I know what you're talking about, what you're referring, the shirt. And it's not very thick at all.
It's super thin.
Yes.
It's like it's not even a long sleeve kind of t-shirt, light t-shirt. Mm-hmm. That's what she had.
Right.
And then Joey had on a sweatshirt.
With no shirt underneath, just a
I think he
sweatshirt?
might have had a t-shirt on underneath.
Okay.
But I told him, like, get a jacket because it's going to be cold.
Okay. So they were cold. They didn't listen. Did they say anything to you? Because you were wearing a jacket.
I was wearing a sweatshirt and a jacket.
Okay. Did they say anything? Dad, did they say
No, they know better.
How did you feel?
Warm.
When you saw them?
Warm.
And this is, okay, so this is the hardest, maybe it's a mom thing. I don't know. No, because you're a sucker too.
No, there's times that I'll give him a jacket or something.
You're exactly right. Every time we go out.
But there's times that I'll give it to them. But these times we specifically knew it was going to be cold and we told them, get your shit together.
Right. So as a mom, and I'm sure a lot of moms out there can relate to this, we will feel guilty because we are the adults. Therefore, we should have made sure that they got their sweater ready on, like
that. You know what? You have another problem with that. You.
He's pointing at me. I'm gonna bite
that's
that
why
finger.
That's why you guys gotta watch. Is when they eating. Eating is another one. Like we could have a fridge full of food and the pantry full of food, but if the kids haven't ate, it's like they're gonna disintegrate. You know what I mean? And then you're like, oh my God.
Hey, are you saving that for later? That green speck in between your two.
This pizza from earlier. Anyway, but you know what I mean?
No, yeah. I do have it. But that's what I'm saying. I think it may be a mom thing. But then I realized, you know what? They're not going to learn unless we step back and let them suffer. Yep. They have to suffer, women. Okay.
Mustafa's got to freeze in the mountains.
For real, because all we're doing is we're enabling them. We're babying them. We're letting them know it is okay to not listen because mommy's got your back. Mommy's going to make it better. She's going to help you. Because I do when, like Joey, because I would make their lunch all the time. And then once Audrey started going to junior high, I'm like, she's old enough now to make her own lunch. So I told Joey, hey, dude, you're going to have to start making your own lunch. And he was like, okay, right? And they eat healthy for the most part.
Only because we have, it's up to us.
Right, because that's what we carry in the house.
Because whatever we buy, they eat.
Right. Well, I started asking Joey, hey, dude, what did you take for lunch? He's like, oh, I took a lot of snacks. I'm like, what do you mean you took a lot of snacks? I took a banana. I took an apple. I took some, mixed nuts. I'm like, what did you have for lunch? He's like, that's what I had for lunch.
Yeah.
And at first, I felt guilty. Like, dude. So I would make his lunch. Like, I started making it, but then I'm like, that's not helping him.
Yeah.
But he would come home hungry, right? So he would come home hungry, and I make them snacks when they come home, or either they'll grab a snack, but it's like one day he was talking about that his stomach was hurting because he didn't take enough food.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's the consequence of you not waking up early enough or waiting till the last minute
to pack up your stuff.
To pack your lunch.
Yeah.
And that's the whole reason behind us allowing them to pay the bills. Because we need them to see that, yes, we work. Yes, they have everything that they need. and some things that they want. But you got to work, whether you're working smarter, right? They know, with the business, and they see what I'm doing, and they see that I'm starting a new business. Like, I talk to them about it. But the one thing that I do want to talk to them about is change, right? I mean, I created a business, a successful business, right? The second year, and now it's time to move on. And it's not easy making that decision.
Yeah.
But talking to them and letting them know. I don't think they know why I was gone for 4 days. Did you talk to them? Because I didn't even have a chance to talk to them about the certification.
Yeah.
I did tell Joey that yesterday when I came home, because Joey gets frustrated at school at times because the way they teach, it's all lecture. And if you're a kinesthetic learner like I am, and I'm pretty sure he is as well, it is frustrating when you're just listening and you're getting overwhelmed. And it's like when I started to learn was when they had us doing the actual, like when we had the activity.
Yeah.
So the person who learned, the visual learner, right, who was getting all the information and understanding it, when we started to do the activity, I was barely learning it, right?
Yeah.
Like I had some of the information, but I was overwhelmed and just confused. And once I started to, do the activity, then it all came together. But I was getting so frustrated, like overwhelmed, that I felt myself shutting down. Like I just, almost like I stopped listening.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'll get it once we get into the activity. Because I was taking notes. Like I was taking notes. I had Post-its. Do you understand?
Did you think about that video at all?
Which one?
The one that I shared with you?
Babe, which
about video? The TED Talk. So I shared this TED Talk with Sonja about dyslexia. But the video, I'll have to find it. But the video, the guy was talking about, and I've talked about it on here, the way that people learn and how.
Oh, yes.
Like as soon as they started teaching people in classrooms and like mass teaching, like figuring out like, hey, we need to start teaching people in classes, like making a curriculum and all this kind of stuff, that form of teaching ended up locking out like 20% of people, he was saying, because they don't learn that way. And it's kind of like what you're saying, like those people that learn by doing, you like when you're doing the lecture part, you're just getting kind of confused. And it's not until you start doing it that you're actually going to start putting it together. Where the other people already have a head start maybe because they already kind of get it.
Right. So when in that moment, I had, empathy for Joey. I mean, I already did, but I was feeling exactly, I'm sure, what he feels in school. I mean, he's in school for 7 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right? So when I came home, I sat him down.
Yeah.
And I shared with him what I was going through. And he said, I'm sorry, Mom. I'm like, it's okay. He told me, were you frustrated?
Yeah.
I said, yes. I said, I understand how you feel. Because I was feeling that exact way.
Yeah.
I said, and what I realized is that once I started working on the project, I started to understand it. And he said, yes. He said, because I was looking up information on my project and it was so confusing until I started to do it.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's like, and if you don't learn, what is it? The auditory? Yes. Way, it is difficult, and you are labeled. You are labeled. Or they'll start looking into a disability.
Yeah.
Because you're not learning the way they're teaching. And it makes you start to question yourself because in that moment, I caught myself, right? Because I'm very in tune with my feelings and my thoughts and, just the emotions that my thoughts create. So while I'm sitting there, I am paying attention to everything that I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And that's when I got to the point where I started shutting down, that's when I started being kind to myself. Like, it's okay. You're learning something new. That's why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Like and it turned it more into like a gratitude, like, just knowing that I'm there and I'm learning something new.
That's kind of like what I was talking about last week. Being grateful for the challenges that are going to make you better. Right. But I was trying to change it around.
Like I was.
Yeah.
And I caught myself in that very moment. And I connected to Joey.
Yeah.
And I was as vulnerable as I possibly could be with him to let him know. Like, dude, yeah, I get it. And it's okay. I said, but you have to remember to always be kind to yourself and know that the reason why you're feeling frustrated and overwhelmed is because you're learning something new.
And because you learn differently.
Right. And lean into it.
Yeah.
Question the discomfort. Like, pay attention to your emotions and your thoughts. Because I caught myself telling myself it wasn't. It was more like maybe you have a learning disorder. Like I caught myself in that very moment. And then when I started to share this with a couple of my classmates, I was feeling the same way.
Yeah.
But some of them,
you're doubting yourself.
But some of them were like, like two of them that I was doing an activity with, they got it because of the way they learned.
Yeah.
And we were working together on this activity. So we were able to see the difference. But when you're not educated on the different ways of learning,
it's tough.
You can, especially when you have kids, because so many of us, when our kids are having a difficult time in school, we start to look at ourselves. Well, maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm not doing what I need to do. Maybe it's because I'm not spending enough time. Maybe, I should have him doing more when he's at home. Maybe, right? And that guilt starts to set in, because I felt that way with Joey. Did you?
Yeah.
Like sometimes. You start to look within, you start to look in the mirror, and it's okay. It's good to look in the mirror. It's good too.
That's how
there's times where you have to take responsibility, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the hardest thing about this whole thing is, and I still have that email that I got to send out that we're sending to the school, and it has to do with all this stuff, with the differences in learning, with the struggles that he's had, with what it's taken to get him caught up, and all the things that we have to do extra. And it's like, it shouldn't take all this, but the school systems are so jacked up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a complicated thing.
It is.
Because in a lot of cases, their hands are tied. And I think we talked about this.
Right.
But I was talking to my godmother, because she's a teacher, and sometimes there's laws that they can't talk to you about certain things, or if they see something. And I even told them at a parent-teacher conference, we were talking to them about signs of dyslexia, because I started looking into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, some of this stuff sounds like maybe, and I don't, and there's maybe different spectrums of it. Some people have it really bad, where it's really stuff gets mixed up or whatever. Maybe it's mild for some other people. And I think that's how dyslexia can be. And maybe he has some of it, because some of the stuff, I look at it and I'm like, I might have some of that shit too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But the thing is that if you know that there is something like this that affects kids, you should have a way to address it. Like, this is a common thing.
Right.
If this is your field of whatever, teaching, education, whatever, you should have a standardized process for handling these cases, these situations. But because things are so messed up, they can't even say anything. So I remember going to this parent-teacher conference, and I'm like, I'm seeing these things. And they're like, well, that's why we're giving him this extra help with this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, how come you guys haven't just, like, straight up just told me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, we see signs of something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can get him tested. And you know what? We can go do that, and then the test can come back, he doesn't have it.
Right.
He just needs to, work a little bit differently or do
Right.
something else or whatever. But I think a lot of times it's because parents and their ego,
Mm-hmm.
they get offended.
Right.
And it's like, oh my God, no, that can't be. Not my kid. My kid doesn't have this. My kid does. And it's
Right.
like, but then you're fucking over everybody else. It's like, because I'm not a doctor. How the fuck is the helicopter mechanic supposed to diagnose a learning disability? Shouldn't you guys fucking help me out with that? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But they can't. And the most frustrating thing has been is his personality. Like, just looking at him, even like the emails that we've gotten back from the teacher, because it's been hard as far as like academically and what he's been learning, it's been difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But they tell us like that he is like the sweetest kid, that he is super respectful, that he's very thoughtful. He goes out of his way to say hi and good morning and like to say nice things to people, to make people feel good. Like, he likes that.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to have these things that makes him, like, it brings down his self-esteem and his self-confidence.
Right.
That's been the hardest part of this whole fucking thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, when we made the decision to hire him, to get a tutor for him, and that's all it took was us hiring a retired teacher that understands that kids learn
differently.
And
listen, it was within a couple of months.
Yes.
It wasn't forever. It was
no.
It
was almost instantly.
I mean, it was less than 10 sessions.
Yeah.
It was less than 10 the sessions are less than an hour.
Yeah. They're
right?
half an hour.
Half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that.
Half an hour.
So less than 10 half-hour sessions, and he is back on track.
No, he's passed. He's doing junior high math.
So how is it that, I mean, that's just an example of how jacked up the schools are. Because he's been getting extra help for years now.
Right. Yep.
And we've sat there, non-teachers, like trying to beat multiplication into his head and division into his head, like every parent.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But then just a handful of sessions with somebody that is a professional, which for me, like, the word professional is when you do something for a living. That is like when you get paid to do something, you're supposed to be a professional.
Right.
And if you're a paid teacher, it's what you do. Which is what makes it so hard. You know, like, there's a lot of politics and all that other shit that goes into it, but man.
Yes. Again, like I told you during this entire process, it's going to fall back on us.
Yeah.
And regardless
at the end of the day, it's your kid that doesn't learn.
Regardless of the teacher, this is our son, and I'm going to do what's best in his best interest.
Yeah, because in the email, like, one of the things that, I mean, I don't know if it was harsh, but they're kind of direct. And in the email I wrote, like, the school's job is, number one, to teach reading, writing, and math. Like, that is step one. Without that, you can't teach anything else. Can't teach history, can't teach science, can't teach anything. So number one, reading, writing, and math. And as parents, we're supposed to, like you had written, we teach them to be kind, to be loving, and we prepare them for life.
Right.
And preparing them for life includes the stuff that they have to learn in school, because we are the parents.
Right.
And ultimately, if the school sucks and they don't learn it, it's on us.
Right.
And that's why you have to hire the tutors and do all the extra shit. Because that's the thing, is like they didn't learn the debt, interest, taxes in school.
Right.
They don't learn how to pay bills, and they don't learn all the other important stuff.
Right.
But ultimately, it's our job.
That's parenting.
And leadership.
Yes.
And with that,
it's about that time.
Yep. Time to go pack some bags. It's already 10 o'clock.
And eat.
After
I
10.
haven't ate. Well, I had
You
lunch.
just walked through the door.
And Miguel put me to work. He's like, hey, hurry up.
She's like, hey, babe. I'm like, save it.
I know.
Sit down. And with that, make sure you guys go to oppositesattractpodcast.com. Share it with the people that you know. Subscribe. Follow all of our social media. Thank you guys for watching.
Good stuff. Thank you guys for your love. Thank you for your support. And thank you for watching Opposites Attract Podcast.
Where we get better
together. Bye.